Hello, everyone. This is the Metaphysical Micto Griffonred. And the topic of this video will be called the Happy Slave Syndrome. I decided to do this video based on my experiences in the employment rat race. And I don't even call it employment anymore. It's pretty much a rat race. Um, and I just came to the conclusion that you know a lot of people are really happy with working for someone else. I never got off into that. I've tried been trying for years to find certain businesses or do small investments or things of that nature to kind of get off the plantation and leave this rat race or whatever because I knew for a fact that I was never going to make a career out of working for someone else. Um, I recall my immediate family. See, my mother, she retired from GM. Um, my biological father, he worked for Ford's, and I got his two sisters respectively work for GM in Ford or whatnot. So I have a family of plant workers or whatnot. It's good money, but here's my issue. I mean, they have you working all these inhuman hours, 10 and 12 and 16 hours and everything. And, you know, um, yeah, the money's good, but by the time you get the damn paycheck, you be too damn tired to spend it. And I want to share with you guys a couple of experiences I had with, I went to an employment agency and, I guess they were hiring for factory workers or whatnot. I mean, that's not my experience. I pretty much worked in the mental health field for 14 years, so I just kind of figured I'd pick it up as a second job or whatever. So, um, the first job I worked at, um, it was for a liquor packaging company where they basically loaded all different kinds of alcoholic beverages in these trucks and everything. And it was like 10-hour shifts or whatever. So one of the other guys I was working with, he had said something about and he's trying to do some investments, and he said he's not making a career out of it either. So I'm thinking of thank God somebody just they put me with somebody that works on that kind of thinks the same way I do. And and I told him I'm like why why does a person have to work? Why do they got us working 10 10 sometimes 12 hours or whatnot? A shift should be no more than 8 hours. You understand what I'm saying? To work all those hours is inhuman. And he had told me about a story about this, I guess, this guy he knew that worked for Chrysler. And the guy, I guess the guy that worked at Chrysler, he bragged about well, I work 72 hours a week. This is what the coworker told me. So, and then the coworker was like, well, he asked the guy, how does his wife feel about that or whatnot? And the guy responded, well, I've been divorced for 14 years. I wonder why. And I just, I really came to the conclusion, man, that a lot of people are content with being a damn workhorse. You're supposed to work to live, not live to work. And another thing that really got me about this particular factory job or whatnot was that me, I'm the type of person, I like to work my hours, punch out and go home. They had it to where you couldn't leave until everybody else loaded their trucks or whatever. So it could be like if you finish the work with you finish loading up your trucks and everything, and all your trucks are done, and you know the truck a few rows down, you know they're not done yet. You can't leave. And then one of the guys that's been there for a minute, he told me, if you there's been times where The machines from upstairs, they shut down, and we don't get out of here till 1 in the afternoon. That's 16 fucking hours. And people sit up and I can't believe this. People sit up and brag about this shit. I mean, you are giving away your life energy. Yes, money is money. Yes, it's used to buy things or whatnot. But your time, you will never get that back. Always remember that your time is precious. And life is too damn short to be sweating and slaving in some goddamn factory or plant. Now, I'm not knocking you. If that's your hustle, that's what you do right now. But I hope to God you don't plan on making a career out of that stuff. And let's just say I only worked there 2 days. So the second when worked for this second job or whatever, it was like at a recycling factory. It was like it stunk like garbage and everything. It's obviously a recycling factory, and went up in there. I think it was my first day, and this dude, he was obviously the typical, you know, hood nigga or whatnot. He must have been a supervisor. He was, I guess, my supervisor or whatever. Um, I remember it was my first day there, and he was talking. I asked him. I was like, "Well, hey, do I do I sit here or what's going on?" He's like, "Well, he said it was just wait in here." So he had got my hard hat and my vest and everything, and he just handed it to me, and he never introduced himself. I didn't know this dude's name, and it's like, and I just picked up the vibes off of him. I'm like, this Negro is not even a people person. How the hell did he get a supervisor position and he doesn't even like dealing with people? Hell, I'm new. It's my first day. So anyway, I did my first day. It was a 10-hour shift, and afterwards, this guy, the super, I guess the main boss, whatever, told me, well, we got you on screen detail tonight to where, at the very beginning of the assembly line or whatever, there's this machine that sorts all the different garbage and different materials and everything. So a lot of wires and cloth and everything get wrapped around the little beams or whatever. So you have to, after every shift, you have to go up in there and you have to strap a harness on and everything so you won't fall down in the bottom of the machine, and you have to cut all that shit off, which takes an hour, and you cannot leave until that's done. So on top of it being hot in there and everything like that, I had to do that. So let's just say it was not a good first day. The second day, they put me on pre-sort, which is like at the very beginning of the line, and it was my first day, and I couldn't, I'm gonna admit I couldn't keep up. The conveyor belt was moving too fast, and they were saying, well, you got to get cardboard, you got to get garbage, you got to get cardboard, you got to get garbage, and I was working with some dude. He had to been from the South because of his accent and everything, and he was bragging about, well, yeah, I'm an old dude. You young guys, you half my age. You should be able to do this stuff or whatever. And I'm thinking, Nick, bro, this is my first goddamn day. I ain't never did this fucking type of work. And then they was bitching and complaining that, I was holding up the line and, I wasn't working fast enough. I pretty much did the best I could. You understand what I'm saying? You Negroes been here a while and you got it down pat, and then they put me over here, didn't train me or anything. And let's just lo and behold, it was a bad second day. So the third day they put me back over there in pre-sort, and luckily one of the guys that came up and was like, well, hey, I got it from here. I just put you somewhere else, and they put me down to where I was just sweeping a lot of the plastic and everything in a pile, and and pretty much picking foreign objects out of these bales of recycled material or whatnot. So after that third day, I made up my mind. I was like, this is not this ain't for me, because I was only there 3 days, and I just felt so drained, mentally, physically, and everything like that. And afterwards, after my shift, they tried to have me cleaning those damn screens again. I was like, I got to go after my shift. After these 10 hours, I'm out of here. So I handed when the shift was over, I handed him back my hard hat and my vest. And I was like, well, I just found something else, you know, and then I left. And it dawned on me. I called an older friend of mine, who I've known for quite some years, and told him my experience and everything. And he's like, well, you know, Griffin, when you're awoke, or now that you've been, you starting to see things, at that higher level or whatnot, you notice that certain jobs or certain people or whatnot, it'll become a drain on you. And that's what he explained. This is pretty much what that job did. And I explained to him, I was like, well, there was a guy up in there that I was working next to, and he had, 5 kids. He was working that job, and then he was working full time at McDonald's too. So it's like this guy had no life. It's like he was never gonna get out. And then I had, the people at that job. They was bragging about, well, they take home what $400 or $500 a week, and you know, and I told my friend, I was like, well, they was acting like that was just the Sultan's gold and everything that they was doing, and he was like, and it dawned on me, he's like, Griffin, look at the people who work there. Most of those people don't have a life. They're probably not going to go anywhere for the rest of their lives. So that little piddly money that they are getting paid is good for them. And he explained to me, I was like, the reason he was like, Griff, the reason you felt drained from working all those hours or whatnot is because, and especially those people, is because they were like almost psychic vampires or something like that. And they pretty much drained you emotionally and everything like that. So and I thought about, I was like, he was right. And I'm like, well, why is it that they are content with giving all this time and everything, for this little bit of money? And he was like, because they are zombies. That's why. And then it all makes sense, because I worked there 3 days, and I was like deuces. And I remember that weekend, I believe it was Friday and Saturday, I literally slept the whole day because it had just drained me that much. So when you spiritually evolve and your soul evolves and everything, certain stuff is just not for you. You just cannot do. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just not logical, to sit up and work, 12 hours of sitting up here bragging about it. And I'm like, you throwing your life, you giving your life away to some factory job, or to some corporation that don't really care nothing about you. I'm in the process, and I'm working on getting off the plantation for good. So that's pretty much the point of this video. you know, I just want to tell you, if you work these type of jobs or whatnot, just don't make it your career. I mean, there's plenty of money out there to be made, and rise above the mediocrity. You can create a new app or develop something new to where you'll live prosperous, and not have to work for no one else. Because if you're like me and my fellow MGTOWs, you gonna run off that plantation. And that's what we all are working on, the majority of us, to get off that damn plantation, because some people are just too damn content with being a goddamn slave. So that's going to conclude this video. Take care of yourself and each other.